Hello? Can't hear him. I wish we could just do this in person.
So sometimes turn off your video
Turn off the video or what?
because there's sometimes could be a bad connection. Hello? Can you hear us? Give a thumbs up. We can't hear you.
Okay,
Oh, wait, there we go.
is that better?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, put your video back on. There you go.
Okay, now I can see it. I can see. This is the Boy Scout thing, right? I got the right
Yeah.
meeting.
Cub Scout thing. Right.
Yeah.
And what pack are you with?
54.
54.
I'm Mike Linsky. I'm the new Cub Master, so I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
Oh, that's all right. Welcome, Mike. I appreciate you taking over the position. I know it's a lot at the very beginning, but what we're going to be doing today is just going to give you an idea of what we're asking, what units need to recruit more scouts. And it's kind of like a playbook. We're going to go over the playbook, and we'll send out. Have you been on to our website, CCC BSA?
Yeah. I've been on a whole bunch of websites, so I'm not sure what you mean. Which one? The one where recruiting website or the other one?
Yeah, right. Well, it's cccbsa.org recruiting, and that's where tonight we'll give you all that information and where to go and what to do and all the things that we have to help you recruit.
Okay, good. Because I hadn't, I got that, but I hadn't played with it for too long.
Okay.
Just looking for a pencil. Pen will have to do. How many people do we expect?
Actually, look, I would imagine about 14.
Okay, cool. So we'll just wait for them right now.
That's maybe 12. You know, people sign up at the last minute. They jump in. I can do that, and I sent out a reminder today. So
I'm gonna put a light on because I look like a dark person. I look like a secretive person. Let's see, is that any better, or is that just that's right behind me? That doesn't work. That probably works better. Oh, there's a whole presentation. Can we save and copy?
yeah, you can actually we can you can I can send it to you via email, or you'll be able to download it next week. Just download it or go to the website and see it says welcome cccbsa.org/recruit.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to download it from there next week. I don't even think it's up yet.
Okay. No, I was trying to get on to Tuesday's meeting, but just confusion. I never made it. And we
Well,
had
it's funny.
a power outage.
We got started. Yeah, we were down at CLC and we didn't think any power was on, but we got to the church and the power was on, and we couldn't get in the church, so we were sitting outside. There was probably about 14 of us outside.
Oh, geez.
And all of a sudden 10 minutes into we had about 12 people online as well, and we lost the power port. We lost the Zoom, so we couldn't get the Zoom back. So yeah, so it's just as well you made this one. You'll be able to see the whole thing.
Cool. Now, I don't know if you know everybody by name, but Tom Pantanzas is who I'm replacing.
Okay.
And
Well,
he knows more about what we need than I do right now. About
okay.
Was there something about flashlights or something like that, or something we can
Yeah,
give
we're
away?
gonna go in, we're gonna get into that. As a matter of fact, just to let you know, your timing's kind of perfect because your old district executive, Melissa, who will be on shortly, she moved out of Octoraro, where you are, where your district is, and she moved up to Horseshoe Trail, and we have a brand new district executive that will be taking over Octoraro along with my help because I'll be helping him and he'll be reporting to me. But he's been in scouting quite a bit, but he is from the area, so he knows it better. So for me to know the names of the old scout the Cub Masters, I'm not sure from down there, but I know Horseshoe Trail and Diamond Rock, the other two districts. But Michelle, I don't know if the new DE is going to make it tonight. He's in camp.
Okay.
He's working down at camp right now, Camp Horseshoe. Hello, Mr. Fulmer. How are you?
Hey, Doug, how's it going?
It's going well, thank you. It's going very, very well. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I just I hope I got my script down pat.
Yeah, but just you know what? It's just a thing, man. It's just a thing.
Well, you prompt me when I miss something. How about that?
No, you know what? I just kind of look at it, capsulate it, and just put my thing out there because most of now here I am saying Michael's new. It's Michael, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Michael's new. So it's a perfect it's a perfect timing for all of us to get together and set this up. But I think a lot of the people on that will know what's going on. Like Matt just joined us. Matt's a veteran Cub Master. Hey, Matt.
Hello, Doug. I'm almost home. You hear me?
Take your time, man. Take your time. So today, just to let everyone know, today I actually put my first box together. I'm delivering it down in Oxford tomorrow, and it has the stickers for the flashlights. The flashlights you put what we're going to ask is that you set up a joint scouting night where you invite families to come in and join your pack. You give us that date and the time and the place. We put a little sticker on the flashlight, and you can hand those to the boys and girls to hand out to their friends to bring them to a certain place at a certain time. So I put that together. I got the signs together, the flyers together, the posters together, and I'm delivering that tomorrow at 10:30 down in Oxford. So it's going to be a busy time of year for everybody.
Doug, those kids were really excited today for the police officers and the firemen.
Yeah, they were. They were jumping out of their tennis shoes. Matt ran our day camp today down at Park, and about 80 kids, and we had the fire station and the policemen there and their trucks, and yeah, they were very, very excited today.
September 9th. Okay. That's ours. That's right. September 9th, noon to 2.
Hey, Michael, you're not on mute.
Yeah, you.
All right, we have about a minute or so. Well, it's 7 o'clock. Let me see if we get everybody on here. All right, well, everybody, let's get started. It's 7 and everybody's has things to do, and I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. We have Eric Fulmer, who's our new membership chair, and appreciate it. He's going to be welcoming you and doing the introductions, and then myself and Melissa Pindle, who is the senior district executive for Horseshoe Trail, will be presenting as well. So if you don't mind, Eric, why don't you take it away?
Thanks so much, Doug, and thanks everybody for joining us tonight and really kind of keeping scouting going in your packs and your areas. We appreciate that. I'm new to this role, and if there's anything I can do to help you with your membership season, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to be a part of some joint scouting nights and help out in any way I can. So if you have questions as we go through, you can post them in the chat. Our awesome scout execs will get back to you, and then we'll have some time at the end for questions as well. And we're all here because fall is the most important time for recruiting in Cub Scouts. While we recruit all year long, and we're always welcoming in new scouts, the fall is a great time to do it. School is starting again. You have a great group of new kindergartners that are looking to join some lion dens, right? And you have parents that are looking for activities for their kids. So this is a really, really great time to get out there and bring in new scouts to your troop, and just get your troop out there and get some good publicity. The website that's right on the welcome screen there is an awesome, just an awesome resource, and we'll get to resources at the end. But our hope tonight is to really provide you with a guide of best practices to highlight and build your packs and troops. So that's what we're really hoping to do tonight. So step one tonight is to plan a joint scouting night. And so a lot of packs use these to welcome in new families. And really, these are done for a myriad of reasons. It's really to get people to know more about scouting. It's to get people to know more about your pack and how you do things. And hopefully to get them to see how great scouting is and to eventually then sign up as well. So the idea of a joint scouting night, if you haven't done one before with your pack, is to welcome in some new families to see what your pack is all about. And so don't do anything, keep it pretty simple. Don't do anything too wildly different than what you normally do. Show them what a typical meeting looks like. Welcome them in. It's always great to have some senior parents that have been around the pack for a while to help explain to people how things go. Have some of your scouts there to kind of show the other scouts around, right? Have a fun activity. You don't need to make it too scouty even, right? Have it have some activities that folks can do. So, they don't need to know a lot about scouting to participate. But really, it's just really showing people how your pack operates. Keep it simple, have a lot of fun, and show off how great scouting is. And then hopefully you get a lot of signups from that. So some keys to schedule a joint scouting night, pretty simple, right? Try and do it within a week of your school's open house. So hopefully you get a table or some kind of publicity at the open house that you can kind of show off scouts, and then have that usually within a week. Try and keep it on a weeknight. Weekends are typically busier times, so try and keep it on a weeknight, sometime between a Monday and a Thursday. And then work with the district professional, work with me as the membership chair to really schedule and promote. If there's something we can do to really help you with your joint scouting night, we want to do it. I know when I was at the Cub Master at PAC 76, we always had a district rep at our joint scouting nights, and it was really great. The more people that you can have interact with parents while you're busy talking to someone, the more hands, the better. So don't hesitate to reach out. So I'll hand it off to Melissa to talk about promoting your pack.
Hi, everybody. This is Melissa Pendle. I'm the district executive in Horseshoe Trail. And I'm going to start you off by talking about just promoting your pack. And this is something that you would be doing year round, but it's very important in the fall. But it's something that, it's where you should start. It's the first place you should start. For anyone that is new to marketing your pack, or working on the administrative side of your pack and doing fall recruitment, there's some things that are online that are important. Every pack in the country has what we call a unit pin. There is a website called beascout.org, and if you type that in, any family can go there and type a zip code in, and it will list all the units that are in their area. So what's really important is that you have those the information on that pin accurate. So maybe the person that you contact now has aged out of your pack and there's a new person. You got to make sure that there's the right contact information in there for that person. If you've changed your meeting night or your meeting location, you want to change, make sure that that's updated in the pin. And the pin is really easy to update yourself. Any of the key 3 in your pack can do it, or someone that's a designee. It's on my.scouting.org under organization manager. And this presentation has in-depth instructions about how to do it, but it is very easy and fairly intuitive. And you can check back with this presentation after we post it to get better walkthrough if you need it. Another place where we advertise your PAC's information is on our website, which is cccbsa.org. If you go to cccbsa.org/join, all the PACs are listed by school district. And that's another place where we want to make sure that that information is up to date. That information you cannot update yourself. So if it's out of date, you need to send information to your district executive or just to field team at cccbsa.org, and we can go in and update that. It's from our website. The last place you want to have is maybe some of the PACs have their own website, and some of them just use something like a Facebook page as their website. Some have both. If you can find someone to do this for you, if you don't already do it, it's a great resource to have to get your name out there in the community, and also to post information that might be relevant to both families that are already in your pack and people who are looking for information about your pack. So if you need help doing that, the next page here talks about how to set up a Facebook page. There's QR codes all throughout this presentation. There's 2 of them right here. They will take you to a Facebook creator tool and instructions about how to set up a Facebook page. It's very easy. We'll go over later where you can even find graphics and text and things to put onto the page so you don't have to make it all up yourself. Sometimes making that stuff up might seem a little overwhelming. It might be more work than you want, but you don't have to reinvent the wheel. That information is all out there and available to you at any point in time to use however you need to. Can you do the next slide? So once you're promoting your pack online, that's the best start. But after you are you have a Facebook page for your pack, you're going to want to create a calendar event. You're going to start thinking about promoting the Join Scouting Night itself. And one of the best ways to do that is with a Facebook calendar event. All of our kids can make fun of us for being too old to be on Facebook, but a lot of the moms that are going to be ultimately making the decisions about a kid joining Scouts is probably still on Facebook. And so sharing on Facebook is a great way. Also, it's an easy way to share it out. So you can share it with all the families that are already in your pack, and then they can share it with their circles. They can share it with their circles. And suddenly your reach is multiplied by a lot. There's a QR code on here that can walk you through setting up a Facebook calendar event if you've never done it. Again, it's fairly easy and pretty intuitive. But if you need the step-by-step instructions, you can find them from the links that we have in this presentation. And again, if you need photos, you can use photos from your pack if the parents of the children in the photos are okay with that. But if you don't, and we'll go over this later, there's resources available online from National that have lots and lots of photos. They have videos, they have graphics. They have things that are already set up for social media. They have lots of printable things that you might want to use at your event. Please use those because they're there for you and they're free and available and they look good. So next page. So after you create a Facebook calendar event, there are several ways that you can get a little more out of it. You can boost the event, and it allows you to target who's going to see the event. So you could target it by zip code or by age groups or by different demographics that they have. There's a QR code here about how to boost a Facebook event. You can do it. It can cost you just a couple dollars, and it can actually get you out in front of a lot of people that are the exact kind of people that you want to be seeing it, whether it's people with kids or people that, are in a certain area. It's a great tool to use after you've already created your event. Next page. The other thing you can do is geofencing. Oops. So geofencing is kind of a extension of the boosting where you can fence who you want to see it around certain areas, geographic areas. So maybe there's playgrounds or schools or family-oriented restaurants or parks that where people would be meeting that would be particular to that might want to be interested in your Cub Scout pack. So you can geo-target around those areas and fence them off and have them show up when people are in those areas. Next slide. As we were saying, the person that's going to decide whether or not the kid's going to join Cub Scouting is most frequently the mom. So just be thinking about that when you are creating whatever materials you're using to promote your pack and your event. The National Boy Scouts did a great study on what the mom looks like, the typical mom of a Cub Scout. So they generalized it, but it's really great information about how old she is, what kinds of questions she might have about scouting. These are really important. They're some of the things they're most concerned about is if their child is safe, if scouting is relevant anymore, is it for families like mine? If she has no experience with scouting herself, she might not understand the connection the way maybe a dad who came up through the Boy Scouts would. A lot of them still don't know that girls are allowed in Cub Scouting. So you might have to make that loud and clear when you're advertising your event. Sometimes it helps to have photos that have girls on it. Or if you're at a back to school night, and if you have a couple Cub Scouts with you, make sure one of them's a girl. It makes it a little easier for them to understand that, yeah, girls can be in Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA now. And the other thing is one of the first questions is going to be about cost. So that's something else that you'll have to probably address once you get them to your joint scouting night. Next page. Most of the things that you can do online have ways to track how well they are working. So if you are using, if you're sending out emails, think about tracking the opens and the click-through rates. If you are boosting an event, you can look at the analytics to see, if how many people are viewing the ad for your event. If you can use QR codes, you can track click-through rates on QR codes if you put them on flyers and things out in the community. If you have events and you can do sign-up sheets, you can see how many people came by and expressed interest. It's just important to measure if you're actually successful in the things you're doing. Next page. So earlier I was mentioning that there's a lot of things available out there. There is a website called scoutingwire.org. And when you go there at the top, there's a link for the BSA Brand Center. The Brand Center, like I said, has images. They have images of kids that have nothing on them. They have images with text on them. They have they have flyers that are already created and you just put your information in. They have peer-to-peer cards. They have bookmarks. They have videos. They have just all the graphics for like the Cub Scout logos and things like that. It's all free. You can go there and you can download any of those things and use them to promote your Cub Scout pack. On here, there's also some text that you can use. You don't have to rewrite the text. Just, don't reinvent the wheel. There's already stuff here. You can redo it. On our last call, somebody was talking about even making it easier for yourself. If you do an event, 2 events, you set up your event in Facebook and then you do one in September, you do one in October. It's easy to duplicate the event and then just change out the relevant information and don't, redo all the work because it's a lot of work and we know everyone's busy. So you can use this QR code here to get you to the Brand Center to see where all the stuff is if you can't find it. Next page. QR codes. So as we're talking, if anyone does not know how to use a QR code, there are QR code generators. There's some that are really simple. Like if you use Google Chrome, you can download an extension into Google Chrome that puts a little link at the top of your bar, and any page you're on that you want a QR code for, you just go up to that bar and click on the icon and it'll generate a code for you right there. And you can right click on the image and copy and paste it into whatever you need, or you can right click on it and download it and put it wherever you need. The QR codes are great because you can put them out in the community and get most people are carrying around a phone that can read a QR code, and you can get them to whatever information you want them to. It's important when you're doing a QR code to think about how long the information is relevant that you're sending them to. So like, for instance, if you send them to something that's very specific, is for an event, and then the event's over and you think the QR code is going to be out there in the community much longer than the event's going to be around, then make the QR code go to like your website instead of the actual event, so that if they pick it up later and they're going to scan it later, it's still relevant to them. We've had some packs doing some really interesting things. We have a pack that's been taking QR codes and putting them on their yard signs and putting clear tape over them so that they keep them or laminating them, and then putting them on yard signs, and then putting the yard signs up at bus stops at developments that have a lot of kids at them that are in their areas. So the families all come out in the morning and they wait at the bus stop and they're standing around these yard signs, and they can scan the QR codes and find out information while they're just standing there doing nothing else but waiting for the bus. It's a great idea. If you have any bus stops in your area, you should try it. I'm going to hand it over to Doug.
Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate it. Again, thanks everybody for showing up tonight. Really appreciate it. Hope you're going to get a lot out of this. I'm going to be going over the next few steps, promoting within your community and conducting your joint scouting night. So we talked about flyers, and you can order some yard signs. You can request pre-printed flyers. We'll print the flyers for you, and the each flyer has just probably about 3 or 4 inches that we can put the date of your event, the time, the place, and any, who to contact for any questions. Or you can go up and pick one out at the hub and say, Doug, I like this one. Can you print 150 of these? So remember, we have flyers, yard signs. We have some in now. We'll be getting more. Just let us know how many you need there. Again, remember, when you use your yard signs, make sure the letters are large enough so when someone's in a car, they can see it very, very clearly. Partner with your community groups and local businesses. Most grocery stores, churches have bulletin boards. Put your flyer up there. Anywhere that people are putting their business card, you can put a flyer. Schools and community events. Now, most schools sometimes have the spring carnivals. See if you can get in there, get a table, hand out some giveaways, hand out your flyers, invite them to your PAC meeting. Again, the more visible you are in your community, the more chances people want to know about your PAC. There's nothing more effective than a excited young scout, whether it's a girl or boy. They are your best advertising, and that's what we got. We have flashlights that they're magnetic flashlights that we are going to put stickers on, inviting people to your joint scouting night, and there's 3 per scout. Okay. But anyway, we'll get into that a little bit later, but that's peer-to-peer recruiting. Again, like Melissa said, connect on social media. Here's the takeaway on this to step 4 here on promoting within your community. Reaching families, inviting them to join and onboard them to your PAC can be a daunting task. Get help, ask help from your families to help you during the joint scouting night. You might need a mother or father to run an activity for the kids when the kids come in to keep them busy, so the leaders can talk to the parents. The more people you have at your joint scouting night, the easier it's going to be for the leaders of that PAC. Okay, so ask for help. Let them know what's happening and say, we need some help, some adult help here at the PAC. So the more kids we get into our PAC, the more help we can get from the parents. Again, ask your families to invite their friends and family to visit the meetings and join. Share posts about the PAC and the joining event on their social channels. Distribute posters and flyers to local businesses and organizations and churches. Share news of the joining event to parent teachers associations. A lot of our elementary school PACs have the PTO, PTA, our parents are involved in that. Have your parents take flyers to the meetings. Get involved with the elementary schools. Again, drop off flyers at the after-school care centers. Put up flyers and posters at community billboards, coffee shops, and grocery stores. Now, here's some ideas that the other PACs have done around Chester County. Melissa mentioned this one. I thought it was a great idea. They put the QR codes on on the signs, on the yard signs. So all you do is put out your phone and click the QR code out the car window. It's very, very simple. Thought it was a great idea. Some packs offer to donate school supplies, pencils that we can give you scouting pencils, or volunteer to pack to donate supplies in exchange for putting a flyer in the backpack. So I think that's a great idea. Another one I thought was good was promote at the pizza shop. Some packs, eat at a local eatery, or they have a pizza party. I had one pack that was they did so much business with this one pizza joint that they were able to put flyers on top of the boxes. So when they got delivered to the families, there was a flyer on top of the pizza box. I thought it was a great idea. And a lot of times the pizzas are going to families with children. But I think it's a great, there's many different ways to penetrate the community. Now, here's the flashlights that we were talking about. So you each get 3 of these per scout. The only thing is, before we give them to you, we have to have a date, a joint scouting event date, whatever, joint scouting night, whatever day you want to promote your pack, or let us know the date, the time, the place, and right in the top there's a room that we'll put a sticker. So when your scout gives this to a friend, he takes it home, says, "Mom, I want to go to this event." Now on the other side, you can see it's beascout.org and Chester County Council. So again, there's on this, there's a QR code, request the flashlights when you submit your joint scouting event. I believe that that QR code goes to the job forms that you might have already filled out. Now, conducting your joint scouting night. You really need to plan this, because what the key is to get it's not a pack meeting, it's an informational meeting. You get the parents in there, you get them in there for about 45 minutes, and you get them out. What a lot of people do, the first table, they come in, they sign in, or what we're suggesting is you have a computer or a QR code, and they can scan the QR code, fill out the information on the QR code, on the myscouting.org, and submit it, and you have their information. It'll come to you on myscouting.org. The next table will be a calendar, or what's happening at your pack. They can take that with them. Maybe the next table is the parents' guide to scouting. The key here is making sure that you ask help from your troops. If you have a relationship with a couple of troops, ask them to send some scouts to help manage the kids at an activity. They're great at it, and they're going to see, the parents are going to see the older scouts in uniform, and it's very, I want my son to be a nice little gentleman like them. Collect the key is getting the parents away from the children so you have a chance to talk to them. Be friendly and explain scouting, and don't use, a lot of people don't know what a den is. They don't know what a bear or a lion or a tiger. Explain to them that they're going to be in the same age group, the same grade. The grade is their peers in the same group. Try not to get lost in the scout knees, as they call it. Class B shirts are less intimidating. So if your parents and the kids are in Class Bs, nothing wrong with that. Again, you have some applications there, or have them fill out if they want to join at night. Have them to go online and pay right online. It's nothing wrong with that. But what you definitely want to do is follow up with the families. Thank you for coming out. Let them know when your next pack date is, or when their next gym meeting is, and it's key to capture them while they're still interested. This one, the activities, keep the youth activities separate to focus from the adults. Don't overthink or complicate youth activities, kickball, whatever. Keep it outside. If you can keep it outside, the kids are having fun. September is a great month. It's not too hot. It's not too cool. If you can go to a park, you can have a kickball outside, have picnic tables there to talk to the adults. It's amazing what you can do outside. Again, recruit older scouts or parents to help run the youth activity so leaders can put their attention with the prospective parents. Many activities work. In the past, people have done bike rodeos. rotation of yard games, human foosball, which is soccer, which is pretty funny. Pac 95 does that. They do a great job. Scout skills station led by troop, BSA troop, an ice cream social that always works. Pac 4 does an ice cream social. They invite people to come out and have ice cream and learn about scouting. They did a great job. Now, beascout.org as your sign in. Is everyone familiar with this beascout.org? If you're not, please go in, log in, and go to your roster and look and just get yourself familiar with it. On the right-hand side where there, you can see under the request more information button, you click that, and there's where the information that the new prospective parents put their information. It's a less chance for error. You can read you don't have to worry about trying to figure out their handwriting, their email. They put it all in. It's all typed and nice. And the information will appear in myscouting.org under invitation manager as a lead. So you'll have it, you'll capture it. A lot easier than trying to figure out everybody's handwriting. And then you actually can send them an online application. If they said, yeah, I want to join, you can send it from there. Again, the QR code's there to help guide you through that. Again, parents want information. They want to know how busy my son's going to be. How many times am I going to have to take him here? What's going to happen? So have a calendar. Have a packed calendar when you meet. How often the DINs meet? If you don't meet all at one time, give them as much information that night as you possibly can. The great little book, the information on parent, the little blue book is a great book for brand new families. It explains how scouting works. Again, you should get the youth application turned in at the Join Scouting event, but send home adult applications to motivate new parents to join too. Yeah. So what we try to do is put a couple of adult applications in with your promotional material that we send out to you. You can't get adult applications. You can't submit those online because of the clearances. So once we have the clearances and the YPT, then you can submit everything. Yeah, also make sure that the leader's contact information is available. The next meeting, if you want to put the uniform guide in there, again, the adult application. Okay, the new changes beginning August 1st, with all new youth and adult members who join will be enrolled in a 12-month membership cycle. So this year, our recharter for the PACs and for the troops is the same. November, we'll ask you to turn in your recharter, your roster, make sure your roster's up to date, collect your dues for the year, and submit those to council. But anyone joining after August 1st, just say someone joined today. Well, next year, this time next year, they'll get an email 60 days before today saying, oh, you need to, your re-up is coming up in 60 days. You need to rejoin your PAC. So it's not going to be a recharter in next year like it is this year. Everybody's going to have a recharter date. So you don't have to worry about asking a family to, oh, we need money to get us through December, and then in January we're going to ask you for next year's dues. All that's kind of going away after this year. So when somebody comes in, they pay for the year and they're done. Now, some PACs like to pay for families and then ask the families to pay the PAC fees and the dues and everything. You can do that. There's a way to click a box when this comes out, like all Scout National, Boy Scouts of America, the technology, if it works out the way it's supposed to, you'll be able to click a box and the email will come to you along with the families, and you'll be able to handle their registration. Okay, then you can go to them, say, you're registered now, we need this much, whatever it is that you want to charge the adult. So there is some ways to continue doing what you're doing, but just to be a little bit different. Instead of paying council, you'll be able to pay online. I know there's gonna be a ton of questions on that. And on August 22nd, we're gonna have a roundtable And that's going to be, there's going to be a lot of information on that roundtable. If you want to write that down, August 22nd, it'll be on our calendar. So that's going to be addressed, what's going to be changing, how it's going to be changing. So you might want to join that on August 22nd, starting at 7 o'clock. Now, the membership fees, for youth, it's $150. This includes $80 for the national and $70 for Chester County Council. There's also still a one-time fee for scouts, for brand new scouts of $25. Scout Life magazine is $15. And again, it's funny, one of the families on Tuesday night said, we get 4 copies of this. I mean, I've had 4 kids, they're all getting copies. The way we can, trim that down to maybe 2. And there's going to be a checkbox in your roster whether you want Scout Life magazine or not. So if they don't, just uncheck it, because it's automatically filled. So if they don't want it, make sure that box is unchecked. Okay. Now there is going to be some assistance funds. The executive board has put $25,000 away for next year to help scouts. We don't want anybody to not join scouts for monetary reasons. So if your families need help is available. Okay. There is going to be a link that you can click. You can send it to the family, or the scoutmaster or committee chair can fill it out, send it to the family, and then submit it to Chester County. Some families, they might be embarrassed or something, so they can do it directly. You can give them the link, and then they can just bypass the pack and send it directly into Chester County. Now, the maximum on that will be $70. It's the maximum that we can offer each scout. Okay. The easiest way to register a new youth is the online application system. It speeds up the process, and it's less hassle for you. All you do is accept it, and they're going to show, if you use Scoutbook, you accept it, it'll show up in Scoutbook, it'll be paid, the registration will be paid online by the family. Much simpler. You can get a link from your pen, again, on bscout.org. You can also, there's a QR code there too. If you go to your bscout.org, there is a QR code that you can scan, and when somebody scans that, it'll take them right there to your PAX application. It'll go right to your PAX application. So it's kind of a captured application for you, and the family submits it, and it's done. So these are the things that I really want you to be aware of, that familiarize yourself with bscout.org, because the technology is changing with us, and they're getting better and better and better. So you can be able to do a lot behind the scenes as a pack and as a troop. Adult leaders, you cannot do online because of the clearances. Everybody has to have their clearances, and they have to have their YPT. Once we have those 3, you can submit the application and the fees for the adult. All right. I think everybody probably on this Zoom is registered. They know what they have to do. And sometimes it might be overwhelming or daunting for some new families, but anybody that's involved with elementary school, the kids in elementary school have to do this. So it's not unreasonable. And if any parent asks about it, say, it's just the safety of the kids. It's our #1 priority. It really is. And
Well, take some incentives. There's some great incentives out there as you recruit for your troops and your packs. Q2 is already over, so hopefully you recruited some new scouts and got those rockets. That's a cool incentive. We're in Q3 right now, where you can earn free weekends or credits for free weekend camping. You just have to complete your fall recruitment checklist. The good news is you're checking one thing off tonight, because one thing on that checklist is to attend this meeting. So that's a one down. And so there's some easy things that you're already going to do to get ready for the fall and your joint scouting night and promoting it. that we talked about on this call that are easy things to tick off and to earn some free camping for your pack. So that's a great incentive. And then as we keep recruiting throughout the year, you can earn free Pinewood Derby cards for your entire pack. So there's another cost your pack doesn't have to incur by increasing your scouts by 20% from one year to the next, which when you really look at the numbers, it's not really adding that many scouts. So we've had a lot of packs take advantage of this incentive program. So I'd really encourage you to go out and get some free Pinewood Derby cards for your whole pack, which is a great incentive. We didn't forget about the troops either. There's some incentives for them as well. You can, if you recruit 5 new scouts in 23, you get $250 credits towards weekend camping, another great incentive. And then there's some great incentives for scouts to bring a friend and get them to join scouting. And there's a really cool multi-tool. And if your scout's anything like my scout, all you have to do is tell them about the multi-tool and they're going to bring a friend to the next meeting for sure. So that's another cool, easy incentive to get more peer-to-peer recruiting. And as Doug said, the scouts are really the best marketers. When they hear about something that's fun, other kids want to do fun things too. So some great incentives for your packs and troops. We mentioned some success stories throughout the evening, and there's some really great ones out there. I'd encourage you to talk to other troops and packs and talk to Doug and I and Melissa and get some ideas. Pack 4 in Spring City has had some great luck with an ice cream social. They didn't necessarily do it in the fall. They did it in May of last year. So not necessarily in that recruiting window, but you're always recruiting. And it yielded 6 new scouts for them. Pack 60 in Kennett Square has some great Class B shirts that they put out there in the community just to get kind of, again, more notoriety, more publicity. People stop and ask them about them. They're at community events. That word of mouth is really, really big for scouts. And so the more notice you get, the more scouts that join. So, they really encourage people to bring friends to meetings. All those things really help out in driving up numbers in your pack. So there's plenty of resources. Here is a great fall checklist that you and your key 3 or your committee, whoever is your recruitment chair, to really kind of help you work through this and getting all the materials you need and getting your technology side ready with your Be a Scout pin, making sure that you have all the yard signs and the flashlights and all the great things that are out there that the council can provide for your pack that you don't necessarily have to do. So this is a great checklist. This is something I really wish I had when I was a Cub Master, because we were just kind of going year by year. This is just a great list of things to kind of check off as you're getting ready for the fall. As we mentioned a couple times, the council provided resources are really great and can help you with recruiting. The QR code at the bottom you can follow to order some of the supplies for your pack or troop. Doug already mentioned the flashlights, which are a really cool promotional giveaway that has your details of your joint scouting night right on it. The family information guide is super helpful for new families to scouting. A lot of times they have so many questions and they get overwhelmed easily about the uniform or about, how am I going to get my kids to these meetings, or, what does a camping trip look like? Do I need to go on it with my kid? There's all those questions. So the family information guide is super helpful and can kind of ease the early nerves of parents for sure. And finally, is if you haven't gotten enough resources tonight, the link to the Chester County recruitment site is just fantastic. Both Melissa and Doug mentioned a bunch of things that are on it. The QR code takes you right to it if you haven't been there. But if you need flyers, if you need ideas from meetings and joint scouting nights, if you need, again, if you just need pictures for a Facebook page, or if you need just text for an email to send to parents, it's all there. Don't reinvent the wheel. We're all busy, and recruiting season and back to school season and everything else going on. Try and make it as easy on yourself as you can. And there's some really great resources. So I would recommend spending some time going over that site. we can open it up to questions.
Yeah, we have a few minutes. If people have questions, please let us know.
Hey Doug, this is Paul Davison from PAC 168. I just had a quick question regarding dues. So in years past, we would set the dues just whatever the combination of the national dues and the local district dues was. This did put, a little bit of pressure on us to, fundraise throughout the year to make sure we were covering costs for achievements and all. I just wanted to see what other PACs were doing to handle this. Were they charging a little bit extra on top of like the dues to cover those costs? Just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, got a ton of people here that can actually probably tell you what they're doing, but I know a lot of PACs are selling popcorn. That helped the money that comes in from popcorn. They'll say, okay, we're gonna put this much money aside to help the families. So you know what? We won't need to charge dues for the PAC this year because we made this much money in popcorn. Matt, you want to share what PAC 8? You want to share what you might do?
Sure. I mean, we traditionally charge $200 per year. So whatever the 140, 150 goes back to council with recharter. And I know that's all changing, but then that extra $50 not only covers some of the awards, but it covers the adult volunteers, which we don't charge for. And then the rest of the money that we need for our awards comes through fundraising. But yeah, we're accustomed to charging a little bit more.
Cool. Thanks for the feedback.
I would say that's exactly what PAC 134 does as well.
Thank you, Rick.
Same with 42. We charge 60 on top of the council and nationals because most of our parents, per se, don't want to fundraise much. They'd rather just pay the fee and be done with it. We run the program with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Anybody else?
This is Carolyn with PAC 153. I noticed this year when I went on to update our unit PIN and the My Scouting that it lists that we have a unit website. But when I went to click on that link, it doesn't exist. So I'm curious what that is that I'm looking at.
That is a slot holder that you can place your website. If you have a website, you can put the URL there and it'll show up on your next to your pin on myscouting.org.
Okay.
Where it says what is it when they join?
Yeah. So the unit website that you have that is automatically coming up is linked to Chester County website, your website. And so I was curious if you guys had created pages for us to have our own websites on your site. So the answer is no.
No, Jake might be able to answer this. I know at one time we used to have a page. We put up a page. They're all generic pages. When a unit didn't put its own up, we had a page. Jake, are you there?
I'm here. Yeah, it's a great question. So the hope was, some web background, the BSA kind of owns our website and WordPress template. And the hope was when we switched and the discussion that was had is that they would allow units to make pages and update them on their own. That functionality hasn't ever existed at this point. And it's just honestly something we couldn't keep 150 pages up to date. The cheapest option I would suggest if you're looking for a site is Google Sites. Pretty much does them for free. I mean, they'll give you some random URL, but if you're just looking to make a one-page website with contact information and some general information that you can put that URL then in there, I think that would work. Rather than buying a domain troop 153 .com or something like that.
Well, yeah, the Troop has one. The Cub Scouts has never done one. So that's why I'm asking. All right.
Well, the Troop already owns it. It's very likely they could just create a subdomain, and I'm happy to help answer those questions on the side, so the PAC doesn't also have to pay for it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Jake, we're using Google Sites for the new troop because we don't have a lot of funds. We're actually kind of pleasantly surprised. We were able to get a custom URL. It took a little work, And then we are also able to get some scripting behind the scenes. So if you have a more technical person, you can actually write kind of like a JavaScript type scripting language that goes on to Google Drive, and you can get contact forms and stuff like that to actually mimic like I guess a more sophisticated website, and it's free.
That's great. Does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to share?
A question. I updated my PIN information, and how long does that take to get on the Be a Scout join? Does that take like a day till it uploads the right information?
Yeah, you should be able to look at it. It should be updated by tomorrow morning.
By tomorrow morning, okay. And then I ordered signs and flyers and all that stuff. Do you know if they would be ready by Monday? I asked for Tuesday, but I was wondering if you know,
I
if you
can
guys.
get them. Chad, I can get them for you by Monday.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because
Are you
I
gonna
have
come
two,
by
I have,
Park
I
to
have
pick them
two
up?
recruiting events next week, and I need to get them to certain people and that stuff. So
No, I was hoping to get them done tomorrow, and have them ready at Park. Can you pick them up at Park or you need them dropped
yeah, I
off?
can pick them up Park on Monday.
Okay, I'll
All
have
right.
them ready for you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Is there anything else? If you want, you're more than welcome to join us on Monday night. We'll be doing this all over again on Monday night. So if you have any questions, again, Melissa, Jake, myself, and oh, yes, Jake.
No, you can finish your thought. I just wanted to make one more comment about the roundtable.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
So we did today receive from the national office some screenshots of what the new the new registration system is going to look like for you all. So we're going to kind of share that at the meeting on the 22nd. I know some of you had questions about that. So we do finally have some information, and we hope to have a little bit more from them by that date that we can share.
Awesome. And then, like I said, that Melissa, myself, Jake, Doug McConnell, who's our chair for the council, is our membership chair. Eric is the membership chair for Diamond Rock, and Porwa is for Octorara. And they're in search of one for Horseshoe Trail, which I'm sure we'll have one shortly. So if there's anything any of us can do, please don't hesitate to drop us a line, give us a call. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a nice evening and have a great weekend, everybody.
Appreciate you, Doug.
Thank you, Doug.
Bye-bye.